this video, we are going to work with the reference of a BIM model. We can do this with any model from any application, provided that the model has been exported to the IFC standard and is available in a shared project in BIMserver.center. In this case, we will be working with a Revit model, which has a free plugin that automates the creation of shared projects in the cloud and the export of the model, which will be uploaded as a contribution to which we simply assign a name. Once the process is completed, the model will be visible in the cloud on BIMserver.center. As a result, it will be available from any application in the Cype ecosystem. The project will appear together with the rest of our personal or corporate projects. It can be opened and checked, both graphically and analytically. Parametric information can also be checked. In CYPEHVAC, we start a new project and enter a name, and if desired, a description. In this case, we will link to a shared project, the one we have just created. As we can see, it contains the exported Revit model adapted to the IFC standard, which has just been incorporated into the shared project. If the imported model is only an architectural reference, in other words, if no analytical model with the result of thermal loads is included, the program offers a wizard for estimating these total loads from unit loads per surface area. However, we could also enter them completely manually if they have been calculated by traditional methods or if they were already available. Ideally, this load model will be available to us. We are going to cancel the offer and add the contribution to our project, which precisely contains this thermal analysis. In doing so, we can see that each air-conditioned space has been assigned a load. Where does this new information come from? The layout of a BIM model allows us to generate it in a simple way, thanks to applications such as Cype loads, in which, from the architectural BIM model and having previously added the analytical parameters, we can carry out the analysis and obtain the loads. Once the file, the architectural model, has been imported, we can check that we have the reference model on the CYPEHVAC working canvas. We will have also imported the floors of the building and the different categories of objects, for which we can activate or deactivate their visibility or control the way they are represented. For example, we can isolate the walls and represent them in wire or transparent mode, to leave them as a reference in the background. Plus, from this point on, with the detailed model as a reference, we can choose to work on 2D views or on a 3D view of the model. Once we have our reference models, loads, and a graphical environment suitable for the development of our installation, we can start defining it. To continue, we will consider something different from what was shown in the previous video. In this case, we'll think of a water-based air conditioning system. We won't load any manufacturer's systems. Instead, we'll work with generic elements that were previously defined in our library of generic elements. We'll review all of this in the following video.